What have you got to say? What have you got to say about the man who healed you?
If somebody were to parody the truly ugly behavior at some of these healthcare town halls, it might read like this. Today, an angry mob heckled a woman in a wheelchair, a woman who has not one but two incurable autoimmune diseases. In our fourth story in the countdown, sadly, no parody required. This actually happened in Red Bank, New Jersey, at a healthcare town hall meeting. Congressman Frank Pallone presiding, and the woman in the wheelchair attempted to preface her question by describing her current predicament.
I was diagnosed with two incurable autoimmune diseases. I live in fear every day that I will lose my home. Not because I took on some irresponsible mortgage. No, I worked hard my whole life. The copay for one of my medications is $389 every 2 weeks. And I'm afraid I might not be able to afford my property taxes and I'll lose my home. Please hear this voice of the disabled. Don't let the insurance lobby win this fight.
I don't know how a handicapped woman in a chair has more rights than I do.
You got your sight back from God, not from that man. He's a sinner.
I don't know. I don't know whether he's a sinner or not. I only know one thing. I was blind before, and now I can see. It's a miracle. I must go to this man. I must thank him for what he has done for me. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he?
What's happening? Jesus of Nazareth has cured the blind. Cured? Let me see. Where is it?
Master, I can see. I can see.
Like Congresswoman Lynn Jenkins of Kansas, who after a woman with a child spoke of not having health care, told that woman to be a grown-up and go buy some insurance.
Make way there! Make way, the priest is coming! Out of the way, clear the way, the priest is here! Hypocrites is here!
And what's your story? That you can give sight to the blind?
I came into this world to give sight to those who cannot see. And to take away sight from those who can.
What do you mean by that? That we who are righteous are blind?
If you were blind, you would be without sin. But since you say we see, your sin remains.
I was on The View yesterday, that show that's on in the morning, and they had a co-host on, and she said, you know, she was a born-again Christian, but she was against coverage for all Americans. And I said to her, I said, actually, well, I said, you know, I think we need to stop calling it socialized medicine. I prefer to call it Christianized medicine, because it is what Jesus would do. His mandate to those of us who are Christians, and it's not just the Christian religion, it's the Jewish religion, it's the Muslim faith, Congressman here. We all faiths really teach this issue that we will be judged by how we treat the least among us, and we will be asked, when I was hungry, did you feed me? When I was homeless, did you give me shelter? And when I was sick, did you take care of me?
Open your eyes and your heart.
The good sisters of St. Joseph, I think, taught me well, and I think I remember that lesson. When Jesus was asked, somebody asked him, they said, how do you get to heaven? And he said, well, actually, I'll tell you how. There's going to be a guy at the pearly gates, and he's going to ask you a series of questions, and these are the questions. And if you didn't do these things for the least of my brethren, you can't come into the big house.
This man was through the devil!
Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites all! For you shut up the kingdom of heaven against men.
Let's turn now to Huffington Post contributor, MSNBC political analyst Lawrence O'Donnell. Lawrence, good evening.
Good to be here, Keith.
Thinking of that woman in the wheelchair in Red Bank, New Jersey, to paraphrase a line from a different time and a different place, at long last have they no sense of decency?
I have seen nothing like it, Keith. In all my experience in these kinds of situations, I've been out on the road with senators in town hall meetings starting 20 years ago. I have never seen anything like the behavior that that woman had to suffer. I have an explanation for a lot of things that are going on here. I have an explanation for a lot of the policy elements that are going on here and a lot of the politics. I have no explanation for what you just saw. This is just blind political hatred.
Blind guides! You strain at a gnat and swallow a camel. You bow before the letter of the law and violate the heart of the law. Justice, mercy, good faith. You are like whited sepulchres, all clean and fair without, but within, full of dead men's bones and all corruption. Yours is a house of desolation, the home of the lizard and the spider. Serpents, brood of vipers, how can any of you escape damnation? You shall not see me here again, not until you learn to cry.